Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 9 of the Dollar Hour Podcast. You're being entertained by your host, the boy Bupper, aka JD. To the left of me, my co-host, we got the Honorable Musa the Don. What's going on with you today, Musa the Don? Tell the people how you feeling, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling exuberant and I'm feeling full of energy.
Wow.
As I say, this is January.
It is.
And getting ready to be February.
And
second. I hope everybody out there is feeling like I'm feeling because I'm feeling real motivational and I'm feeling real lucrative. Can you dig?
Hey, listen, when you say, good brother Musa the Don, when you say you feeling real lucrative, can you please explain to the people what it is? How do one get the feeling lucrative? How when I wake up in the morning, how do I know when I'm feeling lucrative? Explain that to the people, good brother Diesel.
I knew you was gonna ask me that. So what I'm saying when I feel real lucrative is I feel like it's gonna be a whole lot of transactions, money wise, going through my hands. Positive transactions going through my hands, making real big money moves and doing a lot of meetings and a lot of success. That's why I say lucrative, because at the end of all that success and all that meetings and this and that, a bag gotta come.
You know what? Perfectly explained. You know what I mean? I wanted to know, and now I know. You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm feeling good myself, good brother Diesel. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm gonna piggyback off you and say, you know what I mean? I'm feeling in the mood for positive cash flow. For lack of better words, let me just say that, good brother. How do that sound to you, good brother Diesel?
It sounds like you like that currency, and currency means everything's flowing. So long as you flowing, you doing the right thing, homeboy.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what ain't flowing. Ladies and gentlemen, to any of the fans, any of the public that listen, that are fans and followers of the Dollar Hour Podcast, what ain't flowing right now is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has created a bloodbath. I mean, everybody and their mama was talking about Bitcoin. When I woke up and read the Sunday Journal, it said Bitcoin has created a bloodbath amongst its investors. I mean, we're talking about something that started off for pennies, you know what I mean, years ago. You know what I mean? Good brother Diesel can explain to y'all exactly when everything started off a few years ago. But right now, it didn't reach the highest I think that it reached up to was 19.5, and now it's down to like 9. I mean, and the bad part about it, everybody named mom that after hearing that, you know, Bitcoin was the next was the same thing Apple did, the same thing Macintosh did, the same thing all these big, you know, companies did that came out and just changed the world. Everybody felt like they missed it. They missed it, the boat of Bitcoin, so everybody jumped on it late. All the people who jumped on it late got their head squashed like a bug. Good brother Diesel, how you feel about that? Can you explain to the people, you know what I mean, when you think upon your analysis, when they should have made an investment in Bitcoin, how long Bitcoin has been around, and what's going down with the stock, good brother?
Hey, I just want to give the people enlightenment on Bitcoin. Listen, if you were going to make an investment in Bitcoin, you should have did it about 5 hours. I'm sorry, no, not 5 hours.
5 hours ago?
No, I'm joking.
You would have got your head whopped.
No, that's the irony. No, seriously, you should have did it about 5 years ago. A guy from New York, matter of fact from Brooklyn, told me to get into that about 5 years ago, and he made real good on it. Now the guys who got it in 5 years ago, they should be millionaires, they should definitely be in 7 and 6 figures.
But
easy.
But hold on, I totally agree with that. But what if the stock continues to fall and them brothers that did get in it when it was low stick around while they waiting for it to go back up, but they don't realize when to sell? I mean, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, as Tupac said, good brother Diesel.
I'm going to give you a better one.
Do that.
Get in and get out. That's an OG's classic.
That's an OG's classic.
So if you see that stock is falling and is plummeting,
right, and
you know that you have a lot into that stock,
right,
get out while you can, run as fast as you can, and don't turn around.
You better concentrate on diversifying your portfolio and buy something else, because if you hold on to that stock too long, You might not be around next year. But the good thing about it is some people, you know what I mean, that are positive about the stock say, okay, when the stock starts off low and it goes extremely high and it drops down, you don't drop off, you wait for it to climb back up. I think that would be great in a lot of other, instances. But right now, with there being different forms of cryptocurrency that's actually emerging every day on the stock market, for my people who actually follow the NASDAQ out there, there's about 9 different forms of cryptocurrency. So what's going to be the next one to actually blow up is the question. So while you sitting around holding old stock that you done bought, you know what I mean, that you done lost a lot of money on, that was doing so great once upon a time, you might have missed your window of opportunity on what was next really popping because you couldn't see because you thought you had cream of the crop, but you didn't realize all your crop burnt.
That was about 5 hours ago.
What's about? you should have took a 5-hour energy drink. You know what I mean? Maybe you'd have got your mind right. You know what I mean? And move some stuff over.
Hey, listen. On a more serious note, once again, though, seriously, everybody out there, when you're doing those internet trades and things of that nature, and this is not actual dollars. This is all digital currency. You have to really do your due diligence to know what you're investing in.
Yes, you do.
And in any investment, things do get old and get played out. So at the end of the day, when you know that they're always getting played, or they're almost getting played out, or sometimes you get out when they're at their highest aspect. When they're at their highest aspect, you get out of it just simply because you can sell it for the most. So it's 2 different ways to do it. Speaking of that, Young Jeezy just sold his Avion percentage or whatever. So he got his little check or whatever, man. And I'm just real glad to see guys in hip hop taking it to another level from music to real business moves.
You know what? I heard that. I definitely heard that. I can't be mad at you for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody's out there being safe, watching out for their back, because we have now entered day 2 of The Purge. Good brother Diesel, do you know about the purge that is happening in your area as we speak?
You talking about the purge, a.k.a. Donald Trump, the shutdown?
A.k.a. the government shutdown. That's exactly what I'm talking about, good brother.
Well, listen, like Donald said the other day.
What'd he say?
He said, when they starting at the top. So, hey, Donald, watch out. They waiting on you. But no, on a serious note, the government has not come to an agreement as far as, Republicans and the Democrats. They're not coming to an agreement. So as of now, the government is shut down, and hopefully they get it back together, because this country is really dividing, and it looks really sad on our part to other countries, because when they look at us, they don't look at us as a strong empire. They look at us as a divided empire, and that makes things very weak. So, like they say, united we stand, divided we fall. Just think about that when you're doing the dumb stuff.
I understand that, and that was some very good information you gave to the people, good brother Diesel. But my question being, a law-abiding citizen, I'm trying to figure out, or or just being a citizen of, of the United States of America, I'm trying to figure out, when they have things like government shutdowns, does that mean that all crimes get committed will be forgiven upon a later date? Like, what can I get away with? What can I get away with, good brother? If it's a government shutdown, is the cops still working? Is the Fed still working? I mean, can I get this thing in on the great? You know what I mean?
Well, listen. I'm not gonna say you can, and I'm not gonna say you can't.
So what you gonna say for me, brother?
I'm gonna tell you, shoot your shot. And if you get away with it, hey, I'm rooting for you.
But if you don't call me collect.
I will not be answering.
I will not. Listen. Moving on.
I don't know you.
Moving forward, the Dollar Hour podcast is now introducing a new segment. We like to surprise our guests. We like to keep it, our fans, our followers, we like to keep it fresh, new, invigorating, and everything. I know everybody loves the motivation for the soul piece that we do. I know everybody loves, the hypothetical segment of of the podcast that we do. But we're now introducing a segment called Shut the Fuck Up. Today, on the segment of Shut the Fuck Up, You know what I mean? We have Ja Rule. Ja Rule. Ja Rule. Now, I understand that you shot your shot last year when you tried to throw a party and everybody sued you because everything went wrong and the planners didn't plan nothing correctly and you fell off into obscurity ever since then. We understand that, you know what I mean, that your rap, you know what I mean, that 50 killed your rap career, you know what I mean, 10 years ago, you know what I mean, you ain't really had nothing to say but a bunch of gossip nobody gives a F about hearing, whether it's true or false. You know what I mean, if the man signed a protective order against y'all not to do whatever, I mean, nobody ever really cared about it for some odd reason, and everything that you had to say really fell on deaf ears. But Ja Rule, man, like coming out all late in the game and 50 Cent is my bitch and this and that because ain't nobody, Twitter ain't mentioned your name and the gram ain't talked about you and you feel like this can get your name back in the shut the fuck up, man. Hey B, you losing. Your team's losing. You know what I mean? Your team's not on, your team's not winning, your team's not in the game. Your team is looking for a shot like they've never been a part of the game. Good brother Diesel, please explain to the people, how do you feel about this guy, Ja Rule, opening up his mouth, you know what I mean, just having anything to say to try to gain relevancy? I'm sick of that. There's too much of that's going on today, man. Tell me about it, good brother Diesel.
Well, hey, shout out to 50 Cent, man. And that's how I'm going to start that off. Shout out to 50 Cent, man. You making some real good dope moves. Definitely I like what you're doing with the TV series, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Ja Rule, 50 beat you at your own game. Just accept it. Be all right with it. You are the loser. He is the winner. It shows it. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And at the end of the day, that's what we're in it for. We're in it for the numbers. If you're not in it for the numbers and you're in it for the fame, you will lose. Because at the end of the day, when your fame falls out, Ja Rule, and you're not the guy to say, I don't know what I do without my baby. When that plays out, Ja Rule, you have to reinvent yourself. So in 2018, us as grown men, older guys, the OG, whatever you want to call us, the guy who's been in the game for a minute, you have to reinvent yourself.
You have to.
And the one way you reinvent yourself is to stop talking about what you used to do.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm glad. Hey, listen, good brother, you definitely pointed out some real key factors. You know what I mean? If everybody takes a look at any artist that's been around for a substantial amount of time, you'll understand that they've had to find different ways to reinvent themselves. I mean, look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z just wasn't the guy. The guy he came out with when he was rapping Sophie and rapping all fast and this and that. You know what I mean? From when he hired the whole state property and bit Young Chris's whole style, and no matter what he did, he the stuff that Kanye does. I mean, these guys, a lot of people like to call them blood suckers because they suck the blood out of the youth and reinvent themselves and this and that. Hey, listen, you got to know when it's time for you to reinvent yourself in order for you to remain relevant. Oh, like good brother pointed out, man, you cannot remain relevant talking about, what you done and when you done it. What have you done for me lately and what are you doing today? It seems to be that, that's what matters. So what I'm saying is, good brother Ja Rule, man, shoot another shot. Come up with, reinvent yourself. Come up with a different lane. Do something different. Come out with another song that doesn't sound like, the Ja Rule from 15 years ago. Do whatever it takes, for you to do. But as of this point, my nigga, just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Next on the segment of Shut the F Up, we have Monique. Do you see that Monique, the comedian of the female, is requested?
The big girl with the little titties?
Oh, the skinny girl with the big titties. It depends how you look at it.
Well. Which one is she?
Is you talking about old Monique, rich Monique, broke Monique? I mean, it depends what Monique you're talking about. But Monique today is issuing to her comrades to boycott Netflix because they only offer her $500,000 to do a comedy special, and they gave Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, and they gave all them $20 million a piece to do comedy issues, and she only gets a meager $500,000. So she wants everybody to boycott. Good brother Diesel, can you please elaborate to the people on how you feel about her stance on boycotting Netflix?
Man. Monique, you by yourself. Sorry to tell you, but you're by yourself.
Wow.
Nobody's going to rally in your defense. Nobody's feeling you. I know Black History is next month, but you will not be in that chart. I'm sorry to tell you, but brothers and sisters and other independent people are very, very, very happy to be able to do business with Netflix. They're one of the networks that are playing fair with the artists.
They paying what they
at the end of the day, it all comes to what they think you're worth and what your net worth is worth. And at the end of the day, sister, whatever you did or whoever your manager is who negotiated the deal, tell them to go back in the office. Other than that, don't put it out there to shut Netflix down because I have a Netflix account.
I have a Netflix account as well.
Hey, and several other people I know have a Netflix. And like the brother said, they only won $9.99. And that's all. Everybody else won this. Everybody was that. They won $9.99.
I'm trying to do business with Netflix because I got a lot to offer for some movie scripts I done wrote.
You got scripts?
You know what I mean? Some books I done wrote on my own life. You know what I mean? The Life of Times of Jermaine Dollar versus State. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You wrote that last year.
But I didn't put it out yet. I'm still looking for the highest bidder.
Okay. We're talking too much.
Exactly. But listen, I'm looking to do some business with Netflix. So Monique, you definitely in this by yourself, baby girl. And you know what? I think I would take you a little bit more serious if I didn't find out and know for a fact that you took $50,000 for the role you played in Precious. I mean, Lee Daniels, the creator of Empire.
Man, you know Lee Daniels don't pay nobody.
But why'd you take it? A whole lot of people don't pay nobody. When you go put an application in for a job,
Dame Dad's still looking for him in a lawsuit. Dame Dad's
hey, listen. When you go put an application in for a job, you looking to make $67 a year, and they tell you you're gonna pay. Hold on. You go put in an application for a job. You know your standard. You just came from making $65,000 at your last job. You looking to go ahead and do, you know what I mean, upgrade. You looking for $75,000 to $80,000 on your new job, but you go to this job and they gonna tell you they're gonna pay you $34,000. Do you take it?
Not in my eyes.
I mean, so
I'm not taking that.
You took $50K. You took $50K to, you know what I mean, for your role as Precious' sister or mother, whatever role you played in Precious Part 2, whatever you did. But now you bitching because, you know what I mean, the white man offered you $500,000 for you to stand up and do 45 minutes of something that's natural or whatever to you or whatever. I don't even understand that, man. That makes no sense at all. You know what I mean? That makes no sense at all. So right now, Monique, as the next contestant on Shut the Fuck Up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not feeling that bullshit you Titan Bite at all.
Titan Bite?
Titan Bite.
What the hell is Titan Bite?
Man, talking about. That's that geeky Dan talk. You know what I mean? Hey, good brother Diesel, we was discussing the bill that they try to pass in PA between the people who have marijuana license and the people who are registered gun owners. Can you please explain to the people exactly, you know, what's going on with that and how you feel about that? And I'm gonna piggyback off of you with that one.
Well, in Pennsylvania, the state is asking for any person who has a medical marijuana license that they are not eligible to have a legal gun license. And they're saying because if a person is using marijuana, they're not in their right mind. Now, what I have now, right. This and that. Now, what I have a problem with is a person can be a registered gun owner in Pennsylvania and be able to drink liquor, but he can purchase liquor. But if you're a legal medical marijuana
get it out, good brother D.
Tongue tied. If you are a legal medical marijuana,
talk about it.
Okay, registered patient, you are not eligible to have a gun. That means I can't protect myself because I like to smoke a little. I mean, I don't understand.
It's a little.
And as I said in before, the past podcasts, they have no registered incidents with any medical marijuana patient running into somebody, killing somebody, hurting somebody,
right?
You know, or better yet, hurting their insides, meaning their body. like I explained before, I'm an advocate for medical marijuana. I think that it really helps the people. It helps patients with ADHD. It helps patients with seizures and epilepsy and different other medical aspects, AIDS, cancer,
it definitely has some great properties to it.
So at the end of the day, I would rather someone be smoking medical marijuana than sitting there drinking behind the wheel, only because alcohol, impairs your vision and things like that, and it messes your balance up. So, I would rather have somebody behind the wheel than that.
Listen, we ain't here to bash alcohol either.
No, we're not going to bash it, but I'm just saying I would rather that, and just to go back on to, the gun thing is just to say that, when somebody's smoking some medical marijuana, the worst thing they're doing is getting mad. They're happy, they're in their zone, they're sitting down, they're relaxing. So, if they had to shoot somebody, it would be a damn good reason.
You know what? I would have to agree. I would have to agree with your analogy on that because listen, ain't nobody sitting real high up all day looking to do no extra stuff to nobody. You ain't running real high up talking about they got to go and he got to go and
a drunk man will though.
You know what? A drunk man might. A drunk man might. You know what I mean? An
angry man might.
Angry man is an angry man. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling. There's no limits to what an angry man may or may not do.
A man that lost his lady just might. A man that lost his job just might.
A man that lost his job will.
But not the guy smoking weed.
A man that's not looked at as a man by his family no more might.
Now that's not funny.
That's real.
That's the realest.
I mean, hey, listen. Matter of fact, I want to take that into saying a lot of guys. I go from situations like that to saying, you know what? I want to jump in the game because I lost my job. I ain't got no money. My family not looking at me the same. I'll do anything and I'll risk my freedom to go out here and be looked at as the man just in my family's eyes. But you get in, you jump in the game, you start doing some illegal activity, and then you feel like, damn, this is easy. So why go back to work and why go back to doing any of that other thing? I'm the man. I'm paying for the groceries. The bills is paid. This and this and that. And then people don't realize that hustling also becomes an addiction. Now you want to be, quote unquote, the man. Do people out here really understand what comes with being a man? Musa the Don. Listen, Musa the Don. Could you please explain to the people what comes with being the guy?
I had to sip for that.
Shout out to the guy as well. Coming soon.
Here come the guy.
2018.
Well, no, seriously. What comes with being a man? What comes with being a man is leading the crew, leading some people, showing them the way, letting people see the way, understanding that this can happen. The only bad part about it is once you bring them along, once you show them, you can't get rid of them because they'll be like a tick on a dog's skin. They will not leave. They need a per diem.
They need a per diem, huh?
They need guidance.
Right.
They need a ride. They need a car. They need some clothes. They need this. They need that. They now have become your children. And what you have to do is you have to continue to portray that image because at the minute you don't, your empire becomes weak. You can never let your empire become weak because then everything falls apart. This is all because you set yourself up to be the man. And I always say, heavy is the head that weighs the crown. Why do I say that? Because the more you have on you, the more responsibility you have on you, the more demand you have on you, the more heavier your head gets with thoughts and reckoning and seasoning and disciplining and all these things because you have all these people around you and it's like you're the puppet master and they're the puppets. So at the very end of being a man, when the shit goes down, they say it rolls downhill. It doesn't go uphill, it rolls downhill. So that means it comes from the top. And once it comes from the top, the head gets cut off. Once you cut the head off, the body will fall.
So basically, you're telling me the significance of being the man is equivalent to building a house on quicksand.
And guess what? That foundation will never stand.
Even Rocky trained when his wife said, "You can't win."
You know, and when she said he couldn't win, he said, and he believed in himself.
And he believed in himself, and he went out there and he won the fight, but he didn't win the war because he ended up with brain damage,
Parkinson's disease,
and broke and fucked up in the game. So he didn't see the big. He thought when she said that, he was talking about you can't just win the fight. She was just talking about you can't win, period. You can't win the war. You might win a fight, but you can't win the war.
Well, that's why his mouth was twisted when he said Adrian. It was all coming about at that point.
His mouth was definitely...
That's a part of the stage.
Yo, he definitely got it twisted. He might. You hear me?
Either he was bumping a little or that thing was coming on him a little.
Hey, listen.
But whatever it was, that mouth was twisted.
You know what? That nigga felt... That nigga lips must have been like... It was like the potato head, man. You know how you put the mouth right underneath where the ear is.
Hole fits. Yeah. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, please go to Rocky and know what we're talking about so you guys can laugh too when he said, and you see that mouth twist.
And while you at it, please go to YouTube and subscribe to the Dollar Hour Podcast. And we can be contacted at dollarhourpodcast@gmail.com. Or we can be inboxed on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for any comments, you know what I mean, or topics that you would like discussed on the Dollar Hour Podcast. Next, we're going to get into the segment we have called Hypotheticals. I know I get a lot of emails and a lot of DMs, you know what I mean, about different situations of different hypothetical situations that people want either answers to or want discussed on the show. In today's segment of hypotheticals, we will be discussing a topic called, "Is it okay to blame things on the dead man?"
Say what?
Blame things on the dead man. A man who is no longer living, a man or woman who is no longer living to defend themselves, to blame things on them. Good brother Musa the Don, the Honorable Musa the Don, could you please explain the segment called "Blame It"? I mean, the topic "Blame It on the Dead Man." What that means and how it applies. Could you please explain that?
Blame it on the dead man. I tell you what, man. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a scenario.
Please do.
I'm riding down the road. Me and my man, we riding, right? We get to the party, and unfortunately, man, my man got diabetes, and I always tell him, man, take care of your damn, your health, man.
Mm-hmm.
And my man going to diabetic coma. I've been with him all these years, man. But I got the gun in the car. I got the damn weed in the car. I'm smoking. I got the gun because I ain't letting these suckers run down.
Right, absolutely.
So I got to have my gun.
Don't get caught slipping, baby.
And I love my man, and I know he's sickly, so I ain't gonna let nobody hurt us. So at the end of the day,
he ain't got no rumble in him. So the only thing he can do is shoot.
That's it. So at the end of the day, man, we riding, man, and they set up a damn stop, man. And as soon as they set up the damn trap, man, I run into the trap and they say license registrations. And I told my man about smoking that weed, but he said, man, every time I, smoke, man, it take the pain off. So I said, well, baby, keep smoking. So they smelled the weed and everything. They said, can we check the car? I said, no, sir. They said, get out the car. I said, okay. I got out the car. They looked in the car. And my man then went a diabetic coma and he passed out. But it's a gun in the car and it's weed in the car. Well, I said, that's my man's.
Is it okay in situations like that to blame it on the dead man? Another scenario. It was a guy who was on probation, living in a house with, uncles, cousins, brothers, and everybody else who could fit, under the roof, of this one housing situation. He goes out here and commits a robbery, but during the robbery, he gets shot, and he dies. Diesel. He gets shot and he dies. The house gets ran up in, and a lot of illegal paraphernalia and guns and drugs, whatever you have, gets found in the house. So now they're locking up everybody in the house, talking about who does this belong to? Is it okay to blame it on the dead man? And is it disrespectful to blame it on the dead man? I'm sure the dead man will say, "Man, I'm dead, man. Blame everything on me, man. I don't care." But even though you got to feel like a piece of shit blaming it on the dead man, would he really mind?
Well, the dead man does not want to see me go to jail because the dead man is my man.
The dead man's definitely
unfortunately, the man's dead. You know what I mean? But that's my man. I'm going to the funeral. I love him. I'm going to cry for him, everything, but I ain't trying to go to jail. And I don't want no more felonies, please. So, little Bobo, you got to take that charge.
The dead man?
The dead man.
The dead man ain't going to take no charge.
Well, he ain't going to take the charge. Nobody going to take the charge. It's just going to be a charge.
Do you tell the cops I'm willing to testify on the dead man?
Absolutely. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Shout out to LL.
Hey, yo, when you down the station and they talk about who does this belong to, and you give them all the information, but you give them all the information you give them, but you forget to tell him that he died the other day.
Yeah. He was stacking and macking. And now he packing.
Yo, but when they let you out on the contingency that you was going to set up this guy that you gave him, and then they found out that you gave the dead man the whole lot. Do you get your...
Can we have a toast to the dead man?
Toast to the dead man.
That's my alibi.
Yeah.
The dead man.
Hey, listen, man. That's real crazy, man. And I listen, man. Please email, write in, text, call, do whatever you got to do. We want to know how the people, the fans, the followers of the Dollar Hour podcast feel about blaming it on the
dead man.
On the dead man. Yo, on in other news, have we forgotten about Meek Mills has been unjustly in prison and given a 2 to 4 sentence for some charges that he beat that was bogus in the first place? Like, I ain't heard nobody mention Meek Mill. I ain't heard all the speeches, the rallies, the this, the that. All that has died. Do anybody even give a F about me? Does Meek Mill still exist in people's minds or hearts anymore at all, good brother Diesel? What do you feel about that? What's your take on it?
What I feel about it is there's one rally.
It was one rally.
There's one standoff.
It was one standoff.
There's 1 or 2 or 3 speeches about the same situation.
Oh, don't forget, Jay-Z said he was going to have his lawyer look into it.
There's one saying of a celebrity, but at the end of the day, there'll be another story tomorrow.
There's always another story.
Speaking on that, Meek Mills, I hope you get out. We rally for you, but there'll be another story tomorrow.
Free to God.
There'll be another story tomorrow.
So knowing that there's going to be another story tomorrow.
What episode are we on?
9.
How many stories we gave?
59.
There'll be another story tomorrow. Next week.
And listen.
Next month. Next year. 6 months. 3 months.
Continue to follow the Dollar Hour podcast. Pretty much. That's what I'm getting from this.
There'll be another story tomorrow.
So should I care or should I not care? Or do I just care yesterday and not today?
When I was in the field, man, and I was out there working, man,
right.
I would call my cousin every day and I would say, "Hey, cousin, man, what you doing?" And he was in the service and he'd say, "I'll be home tomorrow." And I'd be like, "Man, you ain't going to be home tomorrow." He said, "Watch, I'll be home tomorrow." I called him every day. He would never show up. And then one day he showed up. He said, "I told you I'll be home tomorrow."
So where the hell are you going with that, good brother Diesel?
There'll be another story tomorrow. He gave me a story every single day until he came home.
Hey, listen, what about the story of, you know what I mean? What about the story that you was just calling, you know what I mean, a brother that we know a liar because he was recently sentenced to 12 years in jail, but he keep telling this girl he got 4. Is that a liar or I thought the game was you got to string them along, as long as they believe you. If you string them along and keep making them think that the time is, not too bad, that they not gonna go nowhere. And every time you get close to your release date, you just keep mentioning that another incident happened and string them along a little bit. Is that a better practice than telling somebody I got 12, I got 15, I got 20? I'd rather have you think that I got 3-5 times before I let you know.
Hey, listen. The nonsense has stopped. Has to stop. When I say ha, like, because I'm saying ha, like it's a joke.
It doesn't have to stop. Hey, good brother Diesel. Nobody want to be left alone at the most vulnerable.
So listen, worst if time you got 12 years right now, you call home and you tell your girl, I got 12.
They gave your baby 4.5. But I'm saying, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get a job in the kitchen, and plus with the good time,
I don't want a job in the kitchen.
I'm gonna do a program. I can knock this down to 3, and plus, it took me 8 months to go to get sentenced anyway. So, baby, for real, I only got to do stuff. You can wait a deuce, right?
Yeah, you can wait a deuce, but at the end of the day, when a deuce comes, then what?
Baby, I got into a fight. The bull bumped his head on the steel. They gave me an institution charge. They added 3 onto my sentence, baby. I just got to do another 3, but don't even trip on him, man. He disrespected you.
So that's 5.
He took my pictures and ran around talking about this is his girl and boom, 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 baby. I had to punish him. It's your fault.
But you still got it. That's 5. You still got 7 more. What you do after that, you do the 5.
Baby, man, they pissed the whole pod, man. They was smelling weed on the pod. They pissed the whole pod. My dumb ass Sully had weed in the room. They charged me with it. I couldn't tell on the nigga. I'm a real nigga. I couldn't tell on the nigga. They gave me another 3 for that shit.
Well, you still at 8. So what you do with the extra 4?
Hey, baby, hey, listen. I was at the visit. Remember we was at the visit last week? Yeah, I remember at the visit. And this is what I'm writing in a letter from the hole. Look, coming back for the visit, I seen your old boyfriend. You know? Remember you used to mess with the bull Johnny in the 8th grade? Yeah, but bull talking about, Bull said something real disrespectful. I ain't gonna tell you what he said, but he disrespected me and you to the core. So what you do? Man, I hit him with a lock in the sock. Bust his head wide open to the white meat. So what happened with that? They gave him another 3. But baby, listen, if it wasn't for you, I'd have been the fuck home. But so you can't leave me.
That's the end of the bit.
That's the end of the bit. I'm home now.
You got another 3. You got 11, which your good time. But you ain't getting no damn good time because you've been cutting a fool, you lying ass nigga.
Hey, listen.
So you still got to do the 12 and a half. So you got a year and a half left. What you gonna do with that year and a half? Because you ain't getting no good time on that cutting up you've been doing.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, really, you ain't went to the whole one time.
Right. So what you gonna do?
Hey, listen. Only thing you know is by the time you got a real year left. And all your conversations got to do.
You got a year and a half.
But when you got a year and a half, left, and all your conversations consist of what you about to do when you get home, and how happy a woman she about to be. For only thing she knows is it's about to happen this time. The only thing she keeps saying is, baby, don't get no trouble no matter what they say. Don't get no trouble. Don't even worry about it. Don't get no trouble.
Well, you know what?
I promise you.
You got a year because your last 6 months is halfway out. You got a 180 waiting on you. Hey, you ever have a 180 waiting on you?
Listen, hold. So the thing is it wrong to string the woman along?
Yes, it definitely is wrong. At the same time, I can see where it's right. If that's all you got and that's all you can do.
I mean, what you mean that's all you got? How many women am I supposed to have that's gonna ride? Nigga, you side Jones ain't riding a bit with you. The only thing you got is your main thing, man.
I'm not lying to my main thing. I'm not lying to my main lady. I'm telling her straight up, baby, I got 12. Is you with me or not? What's up? If you're not, please remain my friend.
Hey, listen.
I'm not playing that childish game.
And I'm sitting here.
You playing that game?
I'm sitting here telling you that people are not going to take your approach on that. People are too busy. You know what I mean?
Are you playing that game?
Well, when you got a woman that you know that's at every court date, reading every piece of paper that the lawyers, everything that the lawyer submits to you, he's submitting to her.
This game cannot be played with you.
The game can't be played. But at the same time, when you're dealing with these other situations,
say no more.
They're going off of what you're telling them.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go off with a criminal, with an inmate, with a hood nigga, with a nigga from the streets is telling you, he going to string you. You can only expect to be strong.
As long as you're not going to play that game, I'm all right with that. Because I know. I know.
I'm not playing the game.
That I'm not going to play that game. And I don't want to be around a guy who's going to play that game. Because that's a sad game.
Everybody you know that you grew up with is playing that game like the brother we started off talking about this conversation about. That's your guy. That when he come home, he's gonna be your guy. He's playing that game. You're not cutting him off for playing that game. So
I'm not cutting my guy off. What I'm saying is, I'm glad to know that you're not playing that game.
I can't play that game. My woman's on her team. She ain't having me playing that game. And at the same time, I'm not doing no crimes, and I ain't going nowhere to do nothing to nobody. So I ain't going nowhere anyway.
Oh, you one of them smart guys?
Nope. Listen.
What?
Praise be to God and the holy blessings. Hey, listen, on this week's
you were supposed to say after that, church.
On this week's episode of Motivation for the Soul, I want to discuss believing in yourself. Before I get into believing in yourself or how I feel about the situation, I want to pass the floor over to the Honorable Musa the Don, a.k.a. the Diesel, and see exactly how he feels and what information he had for the good people out there about believing in one's self.
Well, I can say like this. Believing in yourself is everything.
Okay.
It's easy to go work for somebody.
Okay.
It's easy to say you don't work for somebody.
Okay.
It's easy to say I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I quit.
Okay.
This ain't for me.
Wow.
But when you sit up there and you stand up and you have an idea and you have a direction and you have morals and you have values and you have standards.
Okay.
That is all you and your soul. Ladies and gentlemen, we are driving right now in a spaceship. It is called a body. It has organs. It has a brain. It has soul. It has this. It has that. Y'all. But what I'm telling you is we are driving in a spaceship and you have your foot on the gas and you have your foot on the pedal. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself. Nobody is bad like you. Do you hear me? I don't care if you got 5 kids. I don't care if you ain't got no money. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you don't got no car. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you ain't got no clothes. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you ain't got no friends. Mm-hmm. I don't care if your family's dead. Mm-hmm. What I'm telling you is believe in yourself, bet on yourself, and strive to be the best person you can be in life. And I'm telling you right now that Allah will drop, God will drop, your higher being will drop everything you want in this life and the hereafter on your side, the left and the right, because guess what? At the end of the day, if you're doing right, it's all going to fall in your lap, and don't even worry about it. Trust me, but you have to tie up your camel if you believe in God. You got to tie your camel.
Hey, good brother, for 99% of the listeners out there, when you mention about tying up your camel, could you please elaborate exactly what that means and where you got that from so they can relate it to your dialogue?
When I say tie your camel, I mean if you have, I'm not even going to say if, imagine you having a plan. You have to secure the bag. You have to secure the plan before you can put it into action. It's not going to come.
I'm saying, did you get that out the Bible? Did you get that out the Quran? Did you get that out the
I got that out the Holy Quran.
And what does it state in there? That's what I want you to explain.
It says, believe in Allah, but tie your camel.
Meaning,
believe in God, but you have to do the footwork.
Oh, thank you.
You have to walk out there and put yourself out there. You have to walk out there and make relationships. You have to walk out there and get and do what you have to do, because if you do not, the plan will not work. So,
thank you.
As I always say, and I'm going to say it again, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I got that from Maya Angelou. Rest in peace, Maya Angelou.
Rest in peace, Angel.
And rest in peace to
that's what I call it.
The brother Santana, man, Fred Santana.
You know
Fredro Santana.
I kind of don't know how passed away. You know what? Rest in peace, Fredro Santana.
Only because I put that in there because Maya Angelou was a poet and so were you. And I say rap, hip hop is an art and I love it. I've been brought up by it. And I can't tell you all how I got to it. But what I can tell you is that I love it and it's part of my life. So any aspiring artist that is a photographer, He is a video guy. He is a rapper. He is a producer. He is an engineer.
Where we going, my nigga?
I'm going with come see the Dollar Hour because we speak the real. That's where I'm going at. Okay. And I'm saying this is reality TV without the bag behind it.
No, this is reality TV, and the bag will be behind it. You know what I mean?
Not right now, but it will be.
Hey, listen.
I'm just speaking in now.
Everything's in steps, good brother. But what I got to say as far as, you know what I mean, believing in yourself is your vision is your vision for a reason. Because it's your vision. It's plain and simple. Can't nobody see what you envision. Only thing they can see is your actions. And the only thing they can see is what comes from you, you know what I mean, pursuing your vision. Then they get the picture. Once they start to see the whole situation unfold, then they say, oh, now I understand what you were saying. Now I understand where you was going.
That's real,
but at first, you cannot expect for people to understand. So don't even waste your breath trying to explain it to people, trying to get them to understand, because it's not their job It's not their job to do that. It is your job to have a vision. If you want to talk about your vision, do so, but do so limited. And at the same time, do more doing than talking. Once they see what it is, they'll all come. If you build it, they will come. Bottom line, believe in yourself. Even when nobody but you sees that you can complete something, do something, finish something, accomplish something. Know that you can, and know that you can do it without no effort. Because they couldn't do it, and because they don't feel highly about themselves, or don't believe in themselves that much, or never had a true dream, do not let that affect your vision, in the way you move, and what you need to accomplish. You are your best friend, and you can be your worst enemy. Believe in thyself, or be victimized by your disbelief in your own powers. That's what I have for the people, good brother Diesel.
In my eyes.
Listen, you just got done listening to episode 9 of the Dollar Hour podcast, where we bring you us. We bring you news, sports, current events, but most importantly, we are bringing you.
Ho! We never talked about what Paul Pierce did. We talking about real stuff.
And I don't want to talk about Paul Pierce, you selfish bastard. Peace, everybody. Love you. Till the next time. We out.
That was a nice outro. Ho!